Hello, good night, everyone. Welcome back to my virtual interactive event. And today's virtual interactive event is going to be Testimonial Friday. Come on in, guys. Come on in. All are welcome. I'm waiting for my guest speaker to arrive. Good night, everyone. Good night. Let's keep sliding down. Yes, I want to keep this too.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Good night, Miss Love.
All right. There
Welcome.
she is. There she is. Okay. Hello. 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 Hello, Aunt Cece's Kitchen family. How are you? I'm so glad to see you all. I was just chatting with our
You got a.
Facebook family, and they were we were just here and talking about Uh, I started sharing my testimony. I didn't get all the way into it. I just was setting the stage for it. Um, yeah, I went and washed my hair, and so it's not quite dry yet. So uh, I decided that I'm going to wrap it and everything. So this is me. I knew I was going to be talking about Africa today, so this is me being African as well. Okay, so but I'm so glad to see all of you all. Okay, so now I got my Aunt Cece's Kitchen family and my Facebook family here. Hello, 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 hello. How are you, Miss Griffith?
I'm fine, thanks. How are
How
you?
are you? I am doing well. I'm doing well. Okay, okay. So I was
You got Miss Love. You fix this. You have to
huh?
fix the static. Fix the static. The static.
Fix the static. I have static. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't hear any static, but okay. Does that help it any? Does that help? Just static on your end? Hello?
A little bit, cause you still going in and out.
I'm going in and out. Okay, let's see.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. Let me see what's going on here. I hear you loud and clear. Let me see. Um, maybe is that better? I turned off something else and everything, but is it? Are you hearing me any better? No? Okay.
No, I'm not hearing you clearly now.
You hear me clear? Okay. Great.
No, I'm not hearing clearly. Before I was hearing clearly, but I had a static.
Okay. Are you hearing me clearly? Is the static still there?
I'm still here.
I know, but do you hear the static?
No, it's gone
No?
now.
It's gone? Okay, great.
It's gone.
All right, all right. Well, just the Facebook family, I just want to catch up. The Aunt Cece's Kitchen family, I just want to welcome them here once again. Um, and this is me looking like I'm an African sister today. Just trying to uh, work out. After washing my hair, you know, and it's still wet. So, I figured, well, today is going to be inside day, and I've just washed my hair, so I have a new look, uh, just for you guys and everything. So, um, but yeah, so welcome again to our Testimonial Friday. And I'm so excited for you all to be here. I am going to be bringing my testimony today. Um, about God's goodness with regards to my health. As I was explaining to my Facebook family last year, July 5th through the 16th, I had the wonderful opportunity of visiting Ghana, Africa. My husband and I, we went with um, Reverend Honeywell and African Journeys. Reverend Honeywell was an awesome, awesome tour guide. And African Journeys frequently goes to Africa, different parts of Africa, as well as different parts of the African diaspora. So they go to Brazil, and he has tours in South America, tours in France, um, and as well as the Caribbean. And so we got the opportunity to go, and it was, for me, it was a bucket trip list. It was once in a lifetime for me, at least once in a lifetime. I know that I'll be going again. And we got a chance to go. We were able to spend 11 days out there, and it was just awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And we got a chance to go with some of our church members, and we went to Ghana, and the part of Ghana that we went to three cities in Ghana. Um, we went to Accra, Ghana, and we went to Accra, Kumasi, uh, and Breno Beach, Ghana. And we traveled all throughout those three wonderful cities, and we got a chance to see and tour places like the Kwame Nkrumah Museum. We got a chance to go by the enslaved people's dungeons, where, where they held the enslaved Africans before placing them on the ships and shipping them out to America, to the Americas and everything. We actually got a chance to go there. We went to a place called Slave River, and that was the last place the enslaved Africans would go. Um, that where they would prepare them to go into the dungeons, and then go into the bottom of the ships that transported many of the Africans over to the Americas and throughout the diaspora. And so we got a chance to see all of that, and it was a life changing experience for me. The food was good. It was just awesome. And while I was out there enjoying myself, um, we went and we were going different places, and I went in a restaurant and we were eating. And when we went, like I said, in July. And July, the the our summer months on this side of the world is uh, the winter months over on the other side of the world. So July, it was, it's warmer over here because it's summer, but over in West Africa, it was considered the winter months, and so they were experiencing winter, and their winter is not like our winter though. Their winter, the temperature gets cooler, but we don't consider the cooler that they have. It's not it's not winter to us. The temperature may have gone down to a real bristling 60 degrees, and then it would rain. But that was how winter uh, was over there in West Africa during the month of July. And so, being that it was the winter months, certain things we didn't have to worry about. Like, for instance, there were not a lot of insects flying around, because it was winter over there. So the insects and things, I guess they were dormant. Um, and so we didn't worry about be having to deal with insects. But some of the people that we traveled with did have, things like insect repellent, just in case and stuff like that. So, like I said, it was my first time going to Africa. It was my first time even going overseas like that. And I had to get, because it's required by uh, Ghanaian, the Ghanaian consulate, that uh, you have the I can't remember what the name of the shot was, but it was one shot that it was required that we had to take. And we did that, and we even had to have our passport stamped, showing that we had gotten yellow fever shot. We had our passport stamped, showing that we had had the yellow fever shot, and it was checked and all that kind of stuff. So once we had that shot, we didn't really worry about anything else, and we're gallivanting all across um, Ghana, just having a good time. And I was in a restaurant and I was eating lunch. And while I was eating lunch in the restaurant, I felt something under the table tickle by my leg. And, I was eating and I was talking and having a good time. And I just reached down and, you know, um, swatted at it, with my hand, I didn't think anything of it. Um, I just felt something tickle at my leg briefly, and then, it was gone. So I went on, with the rest of my day. I got back to the resort that evening, and I went to go and lay down. And my husband was looking at the back of my leg, and he said, "Honey, what happened? You do you realize you got, something bit you? It looks like on the back of your leg." And I said, "Oh, I don't know. I don't, and I really didn't pay it any mind. I thought um, maybe I could have had an allergic reaction or to something that I ate. I really didn't pay it a whole lot of mind. I knew that I had taken the yellow fever shot, so and I didn't really worry about it. And I went on ahead and um, carried on with my stay there and everything. And then it was time to come back to the United States. We came back and um, we had a great time. And I was at church, and we had a service where we talked briefly about some of the things that we had saw when we were out in Ghana. We talked about some of our favorite moments and things of that nature. We shared it with the rest of the church because it was a group of us that went, and so we did all of that. And I 3 weeks later, after I came back from Ghana, um, I was sleeping, and my husband, he was sleeping next to me, and he felt my body, and he said he woke me up because I was on fire. He said, you feel warm. You okay? And he woke me up, and I mean, I didn't feel warm, like I wasn't sweating or anything. And he said, "You feel your temperature is high. You know, you okay?" And I'm like, "I'm fine." And I went on right back to sleep because I wasn't in any pain. I wasn't feeling warm. I didn't feel sick, and so I went on back to sleep. Woke up the next day, like nothing happened. And then the second day. Um, I was sleeping next to my husband, and he was turning over in his sleep or something, and he felt me again. And he woke me up again the second night. I said, "You okay? Cause you feeling too warm. What's wrong with you?" And I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about." I thought maybe I might have had a hot flash or something. I don't know. But I didn't think anything of it. So my husband said, "Look, if this happens again, I'm taking you to the hospital." So I'm like, "Okay, fine, but I'm okay. I'm okay." Um, so the third night happened, and it happened again, and this was a Saturday night, overnight to Sunday morning. And it happened again. And so my husband was like, "You're feeling warm?" And so I was like, "Well, I feel fine. I feel fine. At least I'm thinking, I don't know what he's talking about." But he said, "I'm taking you to the doctor tomorrow." So I said, "Okay, take me to the doctor. No big deal." And so the next morning I get up, I get ready. It was a Sunday morning. And my husband was like, "I'm gonna take you to the doctor. I'm gonna take you to the doctor." And I said, "Well, I feel okay. Can we go to church first? Let me go to church first. We'll go for the 8 o'clock service, and then I'll go to the doctor, right after that. I promise." So he was like, "Okay," because I wanted to go to church. I wanted to go to church, you know. So I went to church, but when my husband drove me to church, and when I got out of the car, um, I I felt weak. All of a sudden, I felt weak, and so I got out of the car real slow. And when I got out of the car, I was walking really, really slow. And so my husband is like, "Okay, let me hold you." And so he comes and he holds my hand, and we walk in the church and everything. And um, I didn't realize it, but my husband said I also was speaking slow. Like my speech was slowed a whole lot. And I'm a very talkative person, And so I came into church. I was moving slow and everything. And then, when I spoke, I spoke slower. I didn't really notice it. I thought, I'm speaking just fine, but my husband said, you're speaking slower. So, I'm like, well, let me just get inside the church. And once I do that, um, I'll be able to, um, go to the doctor and we'll see what's really going on. So I get ready to go inside and inside the sanctuary, and the ushers, you know, shout out to Cornerstone Baptist Church, my Cornerstone Baptist Church family. The ushers were right there at the door, and they saw me come in. And when they saw me come into the church, they decided that I didn't look well. I must have looked, visibly sick or something, but I thought I was all right. Like I didn't realize. And so one of the ushers, Mother Kirkland, she was like, I'm calling the ambulance. I'm calling the ambulance. I'm calling the ambulance. And I was like, well, I'm trying to explain to her that I'm going to go to the doctor um, right after service, but I wanted to get in and I wanted to get my worship in. And she was like, yeah, okay. She went on and talked with some of the other ushers. I don't know who called the ambulance, but the next thing I know, the ambulance was at the church, outside the church. They came inside and they started talking to me. And um, they noticed that my speech had been slurred and that I told them that I was feeling weak. Um, and so they were checking my blood pressure to make sure I wasn't having, high blood pressure or heart attack or a stroke, and I wasn't having all any of those things, but um, I wasn't feeling myself. I didn't even get to, go in and hear the church service. Um, but I think I was able to get they were praying they were doing the altar call prayer when the ambulance had come. And I was still sitting outside of the sanctuary, and um, some of my church members, shout out to Deacon uh, Stephanie Arthur. She came and she prayed with me. Um, uh, my uh, um, good friend and fellow worship warrior, Sister Bernice Lorenzo. She came and she prayed with me. She stood right by me to make sure that, I could stay focused and that I was okay, while I was waiting. Um, and, some other people, but I remember those two. And so when the ambulance came and they checked me out and um, they decided, okay, we're taking you to the hospital. We're going to take you. I wanted my husband to take me, really. I didn't want the ambulance to take me, but, they didn't give me much choice. So my husband gets in the ambulance with me and we go over to the hospital. Shout out to the hospital out in Clark Slope. The name will come to me, but yeah, Methodist Hospital. Shout out to you all. Um, yeah, and so as soon as I came into the hospital, the ambulance told the staff there what was going on with me, and I told the staff at the hospital that I had recently gone to Africa, and I told them that I went to Ghana. So they wrote that down, and immediately when they were drawing, they had to draw blood from me. they drew my blood and they tested me for malaria. And sure enough, it popped up right there. I had malaria. And the thing about malaria is it comes, you catch malaria from a mosquito, a particular kind of mosquito. It has to be a female mosquito that carries the malaria parasite. It's a parasite that travels through your bloodstream and goes to all the parts of your body. And um, it can cause your body, um, your organs, depending on where the parasite um, travels to and rests at, it can cause your organs to shut down, that particular organ to shut down. And I had the parasite. It was uh, in my bloodstream and it was traveling all throughout my body. I had it ever since I got bit when I was seated at the table in the restaurant when I was in Ghana. That tickling that was by my leg was a mosquito that was carrying the malaria um, parasite, and I had gotten bitten. So, but like my body was fighting off um, the parasite and keeping the symptoms at bay for it was like 3 weeks after I had gotten bit. And so when I wound up at the hospital, I was just exhibiting symptoms of it because my body was fighting it all that time. And, so when they saw it, they immediately, got me ready to go into a hospital room, and they had to get the proper medication to give me to um, knock out the parasite because the parasite was still traveling in my bloodstream throughout my body. And the thing about malaria is it attacks the red blood cells in your bloodstream. It um, rides in there and um, goes, through your red blood cells and goes to the different organs in your body and seeks to destroy them. Now, like I told you, I had this malaria in my bloodstream for 3 weeks. Did not know it. Okay. That was God right there. So by the time I got to the hospital and they, got ready to admit me, they had to get the medication together. And because I had come down with malaria and I had gotten it from, traveling to another while in another country, the consulate, the United States consulate had to be contacted. The hospital also contacted the Ghanaian consulate as well. And the I could not be treated by the regular staff, medical staff that was there at Methodist Hospital. The Center for Disease Control specialist had to show up at the hospital just to treat little old me. So the CDC came in and they had on they were doctors and nurses just like the regular medical staff, but they had these royal blue scrubs on, and they were the only ones that can treat me. So I had to wait a little bit until the CDC staff came, and it was the CDC staff that could bring me the anti-malaria medications to give to me. So I had to wait I believe it was, I had gotten there something like maybe about 12, something like, 12. I got there in the middle of the day. Um, the ambulance took me there right away, and I had to wait. And so it was something like uh, maybe something like 4 or 5 in the afternoon, uh, that I had to wait. And while I was waiting, I was there. I hadn't eaten anything. I had not eaten anything since the night before. So I was hungry. Um, but they told me, I couldn't go anywhere, and they didn't want to give me any food because they wanted to try to locate where the malaria parasite was. And so they were there testing me and trying to find out where's the malaria parasite, where it is in my body exactly. And all of a sudden, I started feeling like my speech had gradually gotten even slower to the point where I noticed it. And so when I spoke, I had these long pauses in between words, like as if I couldn't remember the next word. So I had to like take a moment and try to think what the next word is. I knew what the next word that I wanted to say, but I was having trouble saying it. I had to pause and think about the word a couple of times, and then I was able to say it. And that my speech got slower and slower, and all of a sudden I was feeling like my mind was going on mind wipe. I would think of a sentence that I wanted to say, and I would start saying it, but by the time I started saying the sentence, I forgot the beginning of the sentence and couldn't remember the end of the sentence. It felt like as if someone had pressed the delete button on, how on your computer you press the delete button, and you're trying to delete a paragraph or something while you're texting, and if you just rest your finger on it, it deletes every letter, until the whole paragraph is gone. That's what it felt like. That's the only way I could describe it. I felt like when I would try to think of the sentence, like someone was pressing a delete button, um, and it was going across my brain, my forehead, and just deleting the sentences that I wanted to say, and deleting the information that I was thinking about. So I started experiencing that. I got so that I was having trouble speaking. I was able to tell my husband something's wrong. I can't I can't think of the word. I can't, and I'm talking to him and I'm trying to tell him that I can't, I keep forgetting the word. And then it got to the point where I couldn't speak at all. I couldn't speak. The only thing I could do was think it. And I knew that was my husband with me when I came in the hospital, and earlier that day. But by the time this mind wipe thing was happening, I could not remember who this man was. I knew he was somebody connected to me, but I could not remember his name. I did not remember that he was my husband. Only thing I know is he was a real nice man. He's a nice looking man to me. And I felt comfortable as long as he was right there by my side. Um, and so My husband knew something was going on with me. He knew something. I was having trouble communicating to the point where I couldn't even speak at all. But as long as he spoke to me, um, like I could understand what he was saying, but I just couldn't speak it back. I could nod my head yes or no. And it was like, even though I couldn't speak, it was like my husband could read my thoughts. I would think it, and then he would say it. And I would nod my head yes or no, like that's right. That's you, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, And it was it was when I think back, it was just an awesome uh experience. It was very scary. It was very scary. I was scared to death because I didn't understand what was happening to me. I didn't know what was going on. But as long as that man was standing there talking to me, and my husband, his voice is very calming. Whoops. Okay. His voice is very calming. And my husband has a very deep voice.
Yeah, because of this goal.
We got disconnected. Hello, I'm back. Okay. I'm back. All right. Okay. I'm back. Okay. Yeah. So my laptop was saying airplane mode, and I don't know what that's about. But anyway, so but as I was saying, as long as my husband was talking to me, I didn't even know that that was my husband. That I was my brain was going through something, but as long as he spoke to me, I was calm. I was able to follow instruction, and I could stay calm. But if he got ready to leave, I would go into a panic. So he stayed there and he's talking to me, and he's talking to the doctors and the nurses, and they're running tests. They're running tests, because they're trying to find where this parasite is. Long story short, the parasite had traveled to my brain, and it didn't touch my brain. It was in the red blood cells that were right outside of my skull. Um, and so it never got to my brain. but it was close enough to my skull where I don't know if it was because I was that sensitive or what, but my brain started to uh, not function right. And so, being that it wasn't, I had lost the proper functioning of my short-term memory. And the doctors told me that I was experiencing a partial um, uh, a what a, partial mental seizure, a partial mental seizure. The reason why they said that it was a partial mental seizure was because with a full blown mental seizure, you are supposed to lose consciousness and pass right out. And I never passed out. I was fully conscious the whole time. I even could tell you like what was going on if I was able to speak. Um, and so, but because the parasite never touched my brain, they said that's why I didn't have a full seizure. I only had a partial one. Um, and so they were able to locate where the parasite was, and they said that they were getting ready to drill a hole in through my skull to try to get to the parasite and inject the medication there. They didn't have to do that though, because um, once they gave me they gave me the first dosage of the medication went straight to wherever it was, and I, the seizure stopped. Um, while just before they gave me the medication, um, well, at the same time, I think they gave me a sedative because um, I started like really, being agitated. I wanted to, I wanted to leave. I wanted to leave, and I was rocking back and forth in my chair. I wasn't going to leave, but I wanted to. I was rocking back and forth in my chair. They told me I was hallucinating. I thought I saw a fly in the room, and it was no fly. Um, I felt my brain like, just going on blank. And my son had come to visit me at the hospital because now it's later on in the evening. And my husband must have told him what was going on or something. When my son came, he said he saw me smacking at flies that were not really there. And he saw me rocking back and forth, and he saw that like I couldn't talk. So he was upset and he was worried, but um, he prayed. He said he had to go to the bathroom and go pray. My husband was there, he was praying, and my son said when he went to the bathroom, he prayed and then he came back. He was really worried when he went to the bathroom. But when he came back, he said, Ma, you were, I knew whatever was going on with you was going to pass because you were speaking in tongues and you were trying to bind up whatever it was that was messing with your mind. He said, he said he could hear me like mumble something, and then I would say Jesus real fast, and I would say um, bind, bind, bind. I would just say bind. Like I couldn't say a whole sentence, but I would say whatever I could say. And he knew that I was trying to pray. And he said when he came out of that bathroom and he saw me saying Jesus and bind, he said, "Oh, Mama is battling. She's battling, and she's gonna come out of whatever that is. Sure enough, I did. And then they were able to give me a sedative and the medication. I fell out and went to sleep. I woke up, I believe it was 3 hours later. And when they were speaking, the staff was speaking to me, I was back in my right mind. I was able to speak. I knew who everybody was, including myself. And I was just so grateful to God because I knew that I was not there earlier that day. Um, that evening, I opened my eyes and I was just so grateful and so thankful. Um, and the doctors, they kept me at the hospital for a whole week. They said that they had to keep me for observation. They said that after that first dosage of the medication, that first dosage knocked the entire parasite clean out of my body to the point where they couldn't find any trace of the malaria. To God be the glory. Um, and so, so then I was, I was, I was healed actually right after the first dosage, after they gave me the first dosage, but they kept me for a whole week because they wanted to observe me and they wanted to make sure that the malaria was gone, 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 and that whatever had gone on with my brain, that I didn't suffer any damage. And so they had kept me there and just observed me. They gave me the medication. I think I took the medication for another. I think I took it. Yeah, I took it every day um, in low dosages while I was at the hospital. But by the time they released me to go home, I no longer had any malaria in my body. I no longer had even any trace. And they say usually um, the malaria will leave a trace somewhere, a marker, in your body. Um, they said it was like as if I never had it. And I know that that was God. I know that that was God. And, they sent me home. I had to take anti-seizure medication um, for another month after that, just as a precaution, because they couldn't understand, uh, where did the malaria go? I mean, it went. They wanted it to go, but it went and it went away very, very quickly. Um, so yeah, so that and I was able to talk and regain all of my short-term memory all over again. Um, and so I am just so, 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 so grateful to God um, for what He's done. Facebook family, yeah, I lost my connection with you all and everything. So now I'm back with you now. And I was just saying that after that first dosage of the anti-malaria medication, that knocked the entire parasite clean out of my body to the point where there was no trace of it. And the doctors tell me that, usually when you have malaria, there's, and it gets treated, there it usually leaves a marker so that if anyone were to test your blood, 5, 10 years down the line, they could see that you had experienced a bout with malaria. The doctors told me that in my case, um, they could not find any trace of the malaria. So I know that that was God. I know that that was God. They released me after keeping me there for a week for observation. Thank you all for coming right on back. Um, but yeah, so I was there, and I was able to come home, and you know, my short-term memory came back. It came back like maybe 3 weeks later. It came back 100%. It was coming back gradually, but it was back 100% at 3 weeks after I left the hospital. So I'm just grateful to God because I had to go back every week because the doctors were still observing me, even though I wasn't, you know, in the hospital. I was home, but outpatient basis, they had to observe me every week. And they were just looking at me marveling because they're like, we still can't find any trace of the malaria. If we had not seen the blood test results, uh, we would not have even known or believed that you ever had malaria. But we saw it came back positive. Your test results had came back positive for malaria. They also explained to me that the parasite was very near to attacking uh, my brain. It was like right by. It was in the red blood cells that was between my skull and my brain, but it never touched my brain. They can't understand why it didn't touch. Um, they don't know. I know why it didn't touch. I know my God is good. That's why it didn't touch. But they were really like scratching their head, and but they explained to me that uh had the parasite touched my brain, I would have lost uh, a large amount of my faculties. I could have went into stroke. I could have totally lost my ability to speak. I could have totally lost my short-term memory forever had it touched my brain. But it never touched my brain, and those things didn't happen. And I just want to give God glory and thank Him for that. But and it's for situations like that. God lets me know that He's real. He's real today. He's real yesterday, and He's real forevermore. Right? He let me know He's real. He's still doing miracles. He still takes care of His own, and I'm just so grateful that I know the Lord was there, uh, controlling that parasite that was in my body. And the parasite, I had it for a whole 3 weeks and did not know I had it and was going on with my life. But I thank God. So many things happened in that story that let me know God was there. When I was getting the fevers, because that is a symptom where you have fevers, um, high temperature fevers. When I was getting the fevers, I didn't have any pain. I was asleep. I wouldn't even known that I was having the fevers unless my husband told me. My husband was the one that, he just felt my skin as we're turning over, sleeping at night, and he was like, "You're too hot." And he would wake me up like, "What's wrong with you? Something ain't right," that kind of thing. And so I thank God for my husband being sharp and astute enough to notice that. And then, even while I was going through my partial mental seizure, um, my husband was right there. And even though I could not speak, it was like he could read the thoughts going across my forehead. I mean, and so he was saying to the doctors and nurses things that I wanted to say or I was thinking. And he had the presence of mind to just keep talking to me. That kept me calm. It was soothing, even though at the time I didn't even know who he was. I had because I lost my short-term memory, so I didn't know who he was. But even though I didn't know who he was, I was looking at him and I was saying to myself, "Ooh, what a nice man! What a nice looking man." I don't know who he is, but I'm glad that he's here talking to me. you know, I mean, in that moment, where I wasn't, you know, working with a full deck, so to speak, I had the presence of mind. I was just admiring him, and I was like, "Oh, he's a nice man, and I like his voice, and you know, can we just keep him in the room? That kind of thing." Um, but I know that was God too, and everything. Telling my husband exactly what to do and what to say to make sure that the doctors understood what was going on with me and things of that nature. I knew that was God, but uh, you know, I, once I came through that, I fell in love with my husband all over again in a different way. Um, because he was there when I didn't even know it was him, that kind of thing. And that was God. So, but I learned that if I'm going to go over to Africa, um, regardless of what time of the year it is, that I am to research and make sure that I know what kinds of um, you know, uh, shots that I need to take to protect myself, from things like that. Because I took the yellow fever shot because that was what they told us to take. They told us that's all. We didn't have to worry about, any other shot. So I didn't, and but where we were traveling, in Ghana, it that's a place where the malaria mosquito lives. And even though it was winter time and most of the mosquitoes at that time were dormant, in hibernation somewhere, there was that one mosquito, female mosquito that out of all the people, she decided she was going to bite me. And I was the only one that, got bit on the trip, and nobody else got bit. My husband, he didn't even have the anti-malaria medication. Uh, some of the people that went with us, because it was not their first time, they knew, let me go and take this medication, but they didn't say anything. And, they just assumed that we knew. And it was myself, my husband, and my brother-in-law. It was the three of us went together, and it was our first time, and we didn't know. And so the three of us didn't have the anti-malaria medication. There were some other people that went with us that didn't have it either. But my husband didn't get bit. My brother-in-law didn't get bit. No one else got bit. Only me. You know. And so I just want to thank God for his mercy and his grace, his protection, his sustaining power, because I had been back in the United States a whole 3 weeks, um, and did not ex- ex- show any symptoms. That was God, making sure my immune system was strong. The doctor said I was fighting it. I didn't even know, you know. So, but yeah. So, a couple of things that I learned whenever traveling overseas, check with the, Google it, look it up, find out what shots you have to take and what insects are over in that region so you can protect yourself. Number one. Number two, you know, make sure that you read everything and find out everything that you need to know when you're, traveling outside of the country. Don't take anything for granted. Um, that way you leave healthy, you leave the country healthy, and you come back home healthy. And so but to God be the glory. So I wanted to just share that testimony. um, I haven't gone through that mental experience. It just helps me appreciate more, um, what it is to wake up in your right mind, number one. Number two, it helped me appreciate our brothers and sisters that do have mental um, issues and mental diseases. It helped me appreciate them in a new way. Um, and so it gave me more value and gratitude, um, with regards to how God allows me to work with um, people and work with mental health and uh, things of that nature. And so I'm just grateful to God. Um, I was grateful for the staff, at the CDC staff that took care of me, and I mean they were. You could tell that they were professional and they knew what they stuff. But besides that, I loved their attitude. They were very, very pleasant. They were upbeat. Um, they, were just really, really nice, and they acted like they were glad to take care of me, and that made me feel good, you know. And I appreciated that, and so, yeah, I wanted to just share that testimony. And so, if anyone have any questions, um, feel free to ask. Put it right in the chat. Are there any questions, Miss Griffith?
Yes, Flo China Jeter said, how long did you have to go back to the doctor for?
I had to go back to
Did
the
you hear me?
doctor on an outpatient basis. Thank you, Mr. Changajita. I was seeing the doctor on an outpatient basis for um, for a month, 2 months. For 2 months after that, they kept uh, observing me. And they wanted to really make sure that I didn't experience another seizure, because they could not understand. They could not explain why I had a seizure. They said usually that happens once the parasite has touched the brain or gotten to the brain. And where the parasite was located near my brain, um, it should not have affected my speech. Like that, what happened to me should not have happened. Um, the parasite was supposed to be on the other side of the brain for me to experience those things. And so they were just like, we don't know what happened or why that happened, but they observed me for 2 months after that. I had to go every week for 2 months for them to check. They kept checking my blood. They kept checking me, asking me questions, checking my cognitive abilities, and making sure that I was, you know, um, I had all of my mental faculties. So thank you so much for that question. Um, Let me see if there are any questions in from my Facebook family. While I Are there any more questions, Miss
No, there
Griffith?
are no more questions. No more
Okay,
questions.
all right, all right. And okay, my Facebook family. Uh, all right. Minister Changajita said, God allowed it so that they would know where the parasite was. God allowed. You're absolutely right, Minister Changajita. God allowed me to go through that partial mental seizure to help the staff locate exactly where the parasite was and where it was threatening to damage me. You're absolutely right. But God was in the midst. Hey, Ray Glenn, how are you? Um, she said, yes, Jesus. That's right. That's right. Um, I believe God allowed that situation to happen just so that I could have the testimony. And I'm grateful to God. Okay. Oh, um, hey, Mr. Ken of Love. I see he's on. And he said, love you too. God is good. Amen. Yeah, that was that nice looking man that kept talking to me and kept me calm. You know, I love you. Um, and then we see here that yeah, uh, yeah, God is good, Bernice. You're absolutely right. Sister Bernice Lorenzo, she was the one that helped me as I went on my way to the hospital that day, so she could bear witness. Uh, and Thank you, Sister Augustine, for tuning in. All right, all right. So I just like to thank all of you all who took time out from your evening to just hang out with us here at Aunt Cece's Kitchen Channel and on the Facebook Live um, to allow me to just share my testimony with regards to me experiencing malaria. And Thank you to all of those that asked questions and made comments and checked in. Thank you so much. It's you that make these programs and these videos happen and make them what they are. Uh, and thank you for just allowing me to take time out to give God praise uh, for all that He has done and all He's doing, and even those things that He's about to do. I went from last year uh, going through that experience to this year uh, helping people full time. you know, just stay on top of their mental health, and you know, uh, just keep their mental, physical, as well as spiritual health uh, together and in working order. And just like God did it for me, God can do it for each and every one of you. So, okay, if there be no more questions or comments, we can prepare to wrap up. Ms. Griffith, you have any exciting news that you want to share with us about that's happening on CC's Kitchen channel?
Okay. The exciting news that I have is for Sunday at 1 o'clock. I'll be doing a pre-year end show with giveaways.
Yes, the year-end show on
Yes,
Sunday. Yay!
on Sunday at
Okay,
1 with
at
Thais
1
Love.
p.m. That's right.
Yes, 1 p.m. Yeah. And I was saying to the people who've been watching, they must like, comment, and share the video. But I haven't get any feedback, so I'm gonna try a different way so that I can be able to do the giveaways.
Okay, okay. So on Sunday, this Sunday at 1 p.m., you're doing a giveaway on Aunt CC's Kitchen channel. So what we got to do
Mm-hmm.
to get some of the give it away?
Well, I will come up with another solution because I haven't got any feedback on the like, comment, and share. So maybe I will come with another suggestion.
Okay, all right, all right. So
You have any suggestions?
is it too late to like, comment, and share the videos? Is it too late?
Mm-hmm.
Um, okay. Well, for those of you who watch these videos, what we're trying to do is we're trying to find out which videos are your favorites. Okay, we're looking for we want to name the top favorites of all the videos that you've seen on Aunt Cece's Kitchen channel. Uh, which ones were your favorites? So what Miss Griffith is asking is that you like, comment, and share uh, your favorite videos. You go to your favorite video, make sure you like it. You hit the little like symbol. You comment on it. You have to go to either Miss Griffith's email at auntccskitchen@gmail.com and just send a quick email letting her know which of the videos was one of your favorites, okay, or your very favorite video, okay, especially if you know which one that is. um, you can go to her email and let her know, or you can let me know, and you can contact me in by email by dunamissoundmind@gmail.com. Okay, we need to hear from you. Okay, now we are grateful and we thank you for tuning in every week. So I know that there's a lot of videos to choose from. But, those of you, especially those of you who've been tuning on every week, if you can think of um, those videos that stood out in your mind, or they really helped you, or helped you with information to help someone else, and so that's why that's your favorite video. Just put it, send us an email, or put it in the chat. If you don't remember the exact name of the video, you might remember the topic of the video or even the flyer. And then you can go back through the videos because Miss Griffith has all of the videos right there ready for your replaying pleasure, and where you can just kind of go through them and pick out your favorite one and get the name of it so that she would know, or simply share it. Every time the video is shared, um, it gets tallied, and so we can look at the videos that are shared the most. Okay, so but if you know which videos were your favorites, just let us know. Um, we want to know which ones that you liked, which ones you didn't really care for. Um, that way we can kind of have an idea for 2021 what kinds of information that you really want to know about, but yeah, so we need everyone, even those of you that are on my Facebook family as well as my Aunt Cece's Kitchen family, to just pick your favorite videos, and we're asking you to like, share, and comment those videos. Okay, now we're having the year-end show this Sunday, at 1 p.m. Okay, that's literally day after tomorrow. So if you haven't done so already, you got work to do. Okay, and we will look and see who actually liked, shared, and commented on the videos. We can see, your name, and on some of the videos, some people commented more than others. Okay, um, depending on what the topic is. So you got between really tonight and tomorrow. To really, and she can begin to give out some of the giveaways. Okay, and then for our next giveaway show, we can give out the rest of the giveaways. Okay, so we'll do it like that. So this Sunday, we're going to, between now, well, after this broadcast, and tomorrow evening, we're going to be looking to see, your responses. So feel free to email us, or like and share the videos, and comment on the videos, and we can go through the videos to see, which ones were your favorites, or the most liked, the most shared, between now and tomorrow evening. I would say tomorrow evening by what hour, Miss Griffith? Tomorrow evening by, would you say, midnight?
Uh,
10
yeah, by
o'clock?
midnight. By midnight.
Oh, okay. So between now and tomorrow by midnight, okay, you got that amount of time to like, share, and comment on your videos, your favorite videos, okay? And we're going to be going through the videos, looking to see who liked, who shared, and who commented. the most. And those people will have an opportunity to um, win some prizes at the giveaway on the year-end show
Right.
that's happening on Sunday, this Sunday, the 20th at 1 p.m. Okay? So you got to do a couple of things. You got to like, share, and comment on your videos. All right? And let us know. Okay? You can even let us know on the video. Okay, but let us know. And then you have to tune in on Sunday. You have to do all of the like, sharing, and all that. You have to do that by midnight tomorrow. Okay. Um, and then, Miss Griffith is showing one of the prizes that she's giving away. And is that what is that there? Is that a Kindle? What is that?
This is one of the
Oh,
goodies. One of the
that's
goodies.
all right. That looks like a Kindle Fire. Is that if I'm not mistaken? All right. And that Kindle Fire that she's holding can be yours. Can be yours. Okay. If you like, share, and comment on your favorite videos. Okay. If you do that the most. Okay. Now there's more where that comes from, but uh, we will find out who's going to get some of those goodies that she's giving away this Sunday, 1 p.m. Make sure you tune in, okay? Make sure you tune in. Tune in on Aunt Cece's Kitchen channel, and you can even tune in on Facebook Live. But you still got to, like, share, and comment on your favorite videos, okay? All right. And all of the videos are in the running, including
Mhm.
this one today. Okay. So uh, you'll have work to do. So I'm going to prepare to um, turn it back over to Miss Cece, Miss Griffith, Aunt Cece herself. Okay. And as she gives us further instruction. Ms. Griffith, could you explain to us how we can get on the show? If we want to get on the show, how can we do that?
Yes, if you want to get on the show, you can contact me at auntccskitchen@gmail.com or Chardonnay, that's my Instagram. Or you can contact Deacon Love at dunamasongmind@gmail.com. Or you can also contact Floor Chang Ajita, and they will forward the information to me. And once they forward the information to me, you'll be able to be sitting on the platform. And for
All
those who
right.
have any expertise they want to share, again, my email is auntccskitchen@gmail.com. My Instagram is Chardonnay.
All right.
Or if you want
All
to
right.
do a testimony on a Friday, my email is still the same, or my Instagram. That's how you can contact me and contact Deacon Love and Floor Chan if you want to contact us. And we can have you sitting on this platform. Can you hear me, Deacon Love? You seem like you're frozen. So I want to thank all
Am I
those who are
frozen?
tuning in and
I'm not
those who are
frozen.
sitting in the background. Cece is
Thank
very
you all.
tired at the moment. Thanks everyone for tuning in.
Yes.
Thank you, Deacon Love. Thank you for China
All right.
Jita.
You're welcome.
And to those in the background. Thanks
Thank you,
everyone.
Mr.
We
Florida.
will see you again here tomorrow at
6 p.m.
6 p.m. in the evenings. Yes, 6 p.m.
That's right. That's right. Okay. All right. So, having said all of that, thank you everybody for tuning in. Um, And um, you have work to do, so we're going to get off to give you the opportunity to like, share, and comment. I'd like to thank everybody for the CC's Kitchen family. I'd like to thank all of you all who are on the Facebook Live family. I see that Minister Chang Ajita has put in the contact information
Mm-hmm.
where you on Facebook can reach out, like, share, and comment um, on your favorite
Yeah,
video.
event video.
She put in the
Mm-hmm.
email addresses and everything so that you too can be in the running, so that you can get one of the wonderful prizes that Miss Cece has for those who like, share, and comment on their favorite video. And you'll be helping us find out what is your favorite video, what's the most popular video. So please do so. Thank you so much and have a great evening. And I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, bye
Yeah,
bye
tomorrow
now.
at 6. A blessed night to you, Deacon Love. And a blessed night to Flo Chang, Judah, and those who in the
Yes,
background and those who
you
in the
too,
chat.
Miss Griffin.
Thank you all so much and have a blessed night. See you tomorrow at 6. Bye, everyone. Bye, Deacon Love.
Okay. All right.
Bye,
Bye
Flo
bye
Chang, Judah.
now. All right. Bye
Bye.
bye. Bye, everybody. Thanks.